They're getting rid of Job Corps because no one's joining the military. And rightfully so. Like, who actually wants to go and fight for a country that's not fighting for them? At this point specifically in time in America. Like, that's just not what people want to do. And I feel like initially they got rid of DEI because they thought it was going to make a bigger splash and it was going to affect a certain amount of, marginalized groups. But it didn't actually do that. And it affected other people. And so now their next effort is like, oh, well, we'll just get rid of Job Corps because that actually is something that benefits, marginalized groups and is helping them. And so in doing that, I don't know if they're thinking like, oh, if we get rid of this, well, now these people will think that they have to join the military and fight for this country that's not fighting for them. But like, I just don't see people joining the military, especially with the knowing that this country doesn't really give a fuck about what is going on in their lives. And like, the country is not fighting for them at all. So then what would be the point of that? Because even if they did a draft, it would still be like, well, we're not going to go. And then what is the government going to do? Say that everyone is now a prisoner because they decided not to get drafted into wars? Like, and okay, if everyone's now in prison because they didn't want to go fight for the war, then you still have no soldiers. So like, this is just not a smart decision on their end. Like, were they even thinking? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. That's crazy.
They're closing Job Corps because they want people to join the military. However, they got rid of DEI from the military and basically stopped recruiting from black military schools and academies, which basically leaves only one option. And you guys know what that is. Now, to be honest, I wouldn't want to join the military, especially right now anyway. But y'all get the point. And then they allowed for segregation and separation from people in the military as well when it came to contracted places. Hey, man, I'm not going to say they're pushing an agenda, but if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's probably a duck. No, let's tell it like it is. You guys are so fucking pathetic. You have to go and nerf other people in a country you created because you suck.
They're closing Job Corps because they want you to join the military. As someone who joined the Army at 16 and a half, I would never recommend anyone joining any of the branches at all ever in your life. Please take any other route you can. I'm so sorry they're closing, but
they want young adults and minors ages 16 to 24 to be homeless because that's what's going to happen. Job Corps is scheduled to end 99 facilities by June 30th, which will leave young adults and minors ages 16 to 24 who don't have a place to go. They will be homeless. They are all up my FYP right now, showing themselves having to pack with nowhere to go. A lot of people don't even know what Job Corps is. It is an organization that is designed, it's almost like college, but it allows ages 16 to 24 young adults and minors to get skills for being an automotive technician, trade skills, being an electrician or being a plumber. And essentially, they live there, they live on campus, they build a community, they are paid, it's very little wages, but they can also utilize financial aid for their material and for their everyday living necessities and expenses. And now they're just going to take it away. They're going to take it away because they want low-income people to perish. That's what they want. That's what they want. And yes, there's a lot of people of color who depend on Job Corps. Black, brown, and there are some that are white, low-income individuals who don't have anywhere to go, who won't have anywhere to go. They are packing, they are crying, they are losing their family, essentially, and they're losing their resources. And I know people are going to say, oh, you're depending on the government again. Depending on the government, not so much. They are utilizing the resources provided. What is so different about Job Corps than going to college and getting financial aid and getting a Pell Grant? The only difference is that when they get out of that, they are going to have a job. They're going to have a trade skill. Y'all complain nobody wants to do this work and nobody wants to work. Now you're taking away the only people who will be trained to do said work. You are idiots. I promise you that. Whoever voted this way, kick Fox barefoot, bro.
Now I'm starting to think that Trump, his main intention is to make America white again. Because now we see he is bringing in white South Africaners and he is deporting Cubans, the Mexicaners, the Latinos, and now he is making Black American lives difficult. Now they remove DEI and now they are shutting down Job Corps. He is literally trying to find all means of making Black people hate America so that maybe they can run away, relocate to other countries so that America can be white again. Hello guys, it is Sumi here again. I hope you're doing well. All my returning subscribers, guys, thank you so much. And if you see me for the very first time, I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel. Tap on that bell so that every time I upload anything on here, you're always notified. So that means if you can't join the military, then you have to find other means of surviving the hard way. And if you can't survive, you die. Or if you can't make it in America, then you leave America and relocate to other places. And of which, I think that is Trump's main goal, to see Black people and other races leaving America and America becoming white again. I don't know what you guys think about this video because this is literally what is triggering in my brains. Let's continue watching these clips. Of course, shout out to all these Black creators for the great work they are doing.
Now, you know what's so crazy, man? I just found out that they're actually shutting down the Job Corps program, which is absolutely crazy to me because that program has changed a lot of people's lives, including mine. I went to Job Corps back in 2016 to 2017, and I did graduate. I got a lot of certifications up under my belt, like heavy equipment, welding, CDLs, all that good stuff. I got that up under my belt. And one thing I can say, people sit up here and say all the time that they never heard nothing good about Job Corps or they should get rid of Job Corps. Obviously, you don't know what you're talking about. Because I guarantee you, it's so many people out here that went through Job Corps. We're making bank. We went in there, got a trade. We're making great money and doing better than a lot of people with college degrees. And this is what I mean by a lot of people be sleeping on these trade schools, man. Y'all think just going to college, getting all these multiple degrees is going to help you get a bag. But I'm telling y'all, bro, getting a trade is so underrated to where it's not even fair at this point. From me and my experience, when I went to Job Corps, I got my CDLs for free. I got a Class A CDL to where I didn't have to come out of pocket. I didn't have to bring a dime out of my pocket to get my CDL. And you know, nowadays, bro, in order to get your CDLs and going through a CDL school, bro, it costs at least $3,000 to $5,000 just to even get through a school. And if you currently got your CDLs and went through a school, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And also for the people that's getting on this app talking about a lot of people don't graduate from Job Corps, you obviously don't know what you're talking about either. Because the people who didn't graduate, they didn't graduate because they didn't want to graduate. They didn't take the shit serious. That's with anything that you're doing, like whether it's college, high school, trade school, or whatever. A lot of these people didn't graduate because they didn't want to graduate. That applies to anything you do in life. So please stop getting on her bashing the program if you've never been through it. Because I guarantee you that program has changed so many people's lives, bro. It's brought the bag to so many people. Like, I'm telling y'all, bro, if y'all understand where I'm coming from, if you've been through Job Corps and got a nice trade, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, man, it's just so sad. All these thousands of kids that's going through this program as we speak right now and coming to find out that it's about to be shut down June 30th. But the good thing is right now it's currently on pause per the Trump administration. So it's not really guaranteed that it's going to shut down just yet. But that's the rumor that's going around. Hopefully they keep the program up running, you know, per Department of Labor. But we're going to have to see. But if you've been through Job Corps, graduated, or you currently in Job Corps, let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation. And what are they doing with the students that are currently in the school now?
They are shutting down Job Corps, and ultimately we know what communities are going to be affected the most by this. And while everybody is absolutely entitled to their feelings about this, as opposed to us crying, screaming, and throwing up, I want to present solutions. Folks on the left, communists, socialists, Marxists, have been saying to utilize mutual aid for the longest. And we are at the juncture of society in which folks are going to have to get community minded and quick. At the beginning of January, I started paying for Black folks to get their first passports because I understood that we needed them. And somewhere along the way, community said, hey, I want to participate and I want to help. Job Corps wasn't just a pipeline for people to be able to get jobs, but it also provided housing. food, transportation. Black-led nonprofits and mutual aid groups, now is the time to be able to strategize the ways in which we can expand trade programs, plumbing, HVAC, welding, Black-owned construction firms, salons, auto shops. Are you willing to pay for apprenticeships or internships? It is time to seek out Black foundations, local banks, and grant makers to subsidize stipends for participants, community centers, churches, masjids, spiritual temples. You should be the place that people can go to, not just for spiritual guidance, but for safe spaces. This is the moment for us to teach and learn cooperative economics and mobilize to better resource each other. Because let me say it like this, when people are hungry, they are going to find a way to eat.
They're shutting down Job Corps, a free education and job training program for people who are poor. Not just people aged 16 to 24 years old. These are for poor people to get free training or training in a trade so they can go on and be active members of society. They offer things like welding and HVAC and electrical training and many things in the medical field. They offer this training to kids who are underprivileged, a lot of them coming from all kinds of fucked up situations. And now they've pulled the plug on it. Poor people, you're under attack. The kids are being bussed back home, and the programs are scheduled to be dismantled no later than July 30th, I'm hearing. Annually, they see about 60,000 people in this program per year. Programmed open in 1964 under Lyndon B. Johnson. You know, Lyndon B. Johnson, that gave us the right to vote. Civil rights, Lyndon B. Johnson. Wake up, America. Wake up.
They had us go to the wreck at about 1:30, and they broke the news to us, and they had us go to the dorms, pack our stuff.
The staff on site would not say a word to us, but sources tell us it was shut down after recent cuts at the Department of Labor, which oversees the program.
I didn't want him to be a statistic, so I wanted him to be focused and get his education.
16-year-old Carlton Davis lived here, and his mom recently lost their house, and there's more.
I have breast cancer surgery next week, so now I'm debating having my surgery canceled so I can make sure my son is okay.
I'm livid. I am livid. I cannot believe this.
Community activist Pastor Mo trying to help out here after getting calls from frantic mothers. He's worried about the short and long-term solutions for these kids.
The ones who are trying to get it right. That's why I'm so pissed off. These are not kids are in a youth home who got caught in a crime. These are kids who are trying to avoid getting caught in a crime.
Yesterday, it was almost like a massacre. It was tears. It was just sorrow.
The issue, the problem that we're facing is that many students don't have a home of record. They have nowhere to go. We have family and children's here. We are reaching out to Grand, Counseling Recovery. We're reaching out to Dream Center, Tulsa Boys Home, Tulsa Girls Home. We need help.
I've been hearing, that Job Corps is where bad kids go and it's where all the trouble kids go. That's not true. There are a lot of good people here.
I would say for our lawmakers, you guys need to get on the ground and get back in touch with the community. It's easy to sign a piece of paper and walk away and not see the devastation. It's here. It's real. Don't shut the door! We need Job Corps!
What do you say to a student who had nothing that came here for not just housing, not just food, but to have a future, and now just for it to all be shut down?
Y'all should know that they're not going to save Job Corps. By them getting rid of Job Corps, it's automatically going to make sure that the people there are going to go more than likely one of two places. There's three. They can still end up being something, but most of the time those people don't have much in the beginning or the end. The reason why they got rid of it is the youth are going to go and do stupid things. There are no jobs. There are no jobs. So based on the fact that there are no jobs, guess what? They're going to have to go to one of two places, either the military or to prison. This is a prison pipeline. What else are they going to do? They ain't got no job. They're going to go do something stupid to go get money. They're going to be able to fill up the prisons like they haven't been able to. Why else would they get rid of Job Corps? Like, it don't make sense.
So people are upset that Trump got rid of Job Corps, which I think is so funny because I don't know anybody who's ever went to Job Corps and became a success story. As far as I know, Job Corps has always been a place that people who couldn't finish high school and didn't do good in high school get shipped off to. Never took it seriously and never really benefited from the program. Now, from my understanding, they're saying that Job Corps cost the government $2 billion to run and it's a failed program. So I don't really understand the outrage. Now, the Job Corps pause is supposed to take place on June 30th. Now, Job Corps has been around since 1964 and provides free residential and job training to low-income people. And I just want to know, because I see people upset about it, who do you know that has went to Job Corps and has been successful? And I don't want you to name one person. The program has been in effect since 1964. I need you to show me some statistics on how well the program has done for low-income individuals.